Today we're discussing fear, or what we call panic as psychologists. Have you ever told someone to stop being afraid or to just stop panicking? And think about it, how well did that really work? Usually it doesn't go so well. What we know about panic is when it gets activated, it can really stifle our rational mind, our logical thinking, and we become emotional and we become all over the place. And it can be easy in that moment to think, oh my goodness, I'm fearing, something's wrong with me, and God doesn't care about how I feel. He's just telling me, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. And as a result, we lose our faith and we get caught up in the panicky moment. Well, I've got good news for you today. God is not just saying to you, do not fear. He gives very valuable reasons why we do not have to fear. It's not like God is just saying, stop it, stop being afraid. He gives reasons why we do not need to be afraid. And we're going to look into that a little bit today. So fear is triggered when we see or perceive a threat or danger in our environment. And its advice is move to protect yourself, fight it away, run away, or freeze so this danger moves away. So for example, if you see a spider and you see that spider is dangerous, you're going to feel in that moment the fear. And the fear essentially is saying to you, run away from that spider or fight it away or freeze until the spider moves. Now, what's fascinating to me is God actually, when he addresses fear, he addresses the underlying advice that comes out of fear, which again is to protect yourself. Think about a psalm like Psalm 91, which is written really to deal with fear. And what you'll notice in that psalm is God doesn't just say, do not fear. He talks a lot about how he will protect you. He will take care of you. And a revelation of being protected by God gets rid of the fear because it actually speaks to the core need underlying fear. So let's read this out of Psalm 91, and I want you to hear how God talks to us about how he's going to protect us. Psalm 91 in the Message says, you who sit down in the great high God's presence, spend the night in Shaddai's shadow, say this, God, you're my refuge. I trust in you and I am safe. That's right. He rescues you from hidden traps, shields you from deadly hazards. His huge outstretched arms protect you, and under them you're perfectly safe. His arms fend off all harm. And what I love about the Message version of Psalm 91 is it really seems to draw out the idea that God himself will protect you and therefore you do not need to fear. Really this week, if you're experiencing fear, I want you to remember that God will provide protection for you in those moments as you fear. Call upon his protection. And what you'll find is the emotion of fear will begin to subside. Remember, you're highly favored and you're deeply loved.